Charlamagne the God here.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots. Sorry for the wait. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry for the wait, ladies and gentlemen. But Brothers is busy. Okay? Andrew Schulz is out in LA auditioning for shows and getting the door slammed in his face everywhere he goes. You know, I was in New York. I was doing Catfish. You know, because I don't know if you realize it or not, but after Catfish went off, they do a live show called Chatfish. Mm-hmm. And when you do a live show at MTV does not play. They make you stay there all day long. All day. So I was there from like 2 o'clock in the afternoon to like midnight. But, you know, it was fun. But anyway, this show is sponsored by NatureBox. NatureBox ships great tasting, wholesome snacks right to your door. Forget the vending machine and start snacking smarter with wholesome, delicious treats like Andrew Schultz's favorite dark cocoa almonds. Okay? Support this podcast by ordering a free NatureBox sampler box at naturebox.com/idiots. That's right. Free naturebox.com. Free NatureBox snacks are found at naturebox.com/idiots. All right? Go get you some NatureBox. Everybody likes peanut butter nom-noms. I think they like peanut butter nom-noms because it sounds sexual. Mm-hmm. Because of that time that I said, you know, that's the sound that your girl makes when she's on your balls. She's nom-nomming on your nuts. But
she's nom-nomming.
Yes. But yeah, go to naturebox.com, use our code idiot, and get you some free snacks. Now, Schultz, what happened? You got sodomized today in Hollywood. What happened?
I wish I got sodomized today.
What happened?
I got emotionally sodomized.
Let me read the text that you sent me.
Oh, God.
Because I really thought that
I'm fucking demoralized right now.
You got sodomized. Bro. Hold on. Let me find this shit, man.
I'm not demoralized. It's like it goes back and forth. I'll be honest with you. Like,
okay, this is the text. Let me read the text first.
God, man.
This is Andrew Schulz.
Yeah.
The most fucked up, abusive shit just happened to me. This business is for real fucked. Last time a text like that was sent, it was Rihanna when Chris Brown put speed knots on her forehead in the Lambo. What happened, Schultz?
Well, all right. I went to San Francisco. I went to Northern California this past weekend to do shows in Sunnyvale. Thank you to everybody who came out to Sunnyvale. I appreciate you, all the Brilliant Idiots fans that were in there. Had some good shows. Now, before I left to go do those shows, I auditioned for a show that I can't speak on. And I felt good about the audition. I went to Sunnyvale. I get a call when I'm in Sunnyvale on Saturday asking if I could possibly tape another audition while I'm up in Sunnyvale, a callback, if you will. In this business, you audition and then you do what's called a callback, and that's where the producers actually see the show, see the audition that you have because they liked it. So I'm going to audition for this show, which is a big network show. A network show means it's one of like the big channels.
Yeah,
you know?
NBC,
NBC,
CBS, ABC, Fox.
ABC, Fox,
yeah.
Exactly, right? Big money, you know. So basically, I then get another, I go, yeah, you know, I'll find a place where I could tape it. And then I get another call saying, hey, the star of the show wants to audition with you. He wants to read with you. And I can't say who it is, but like he's a big time actor. Like everybody would recognize him. Fucking hilarious guy.
So you got on a plane and you flew back to where you needed to be.
Monday, I'm going to fly to LA. I'll pay for my own flight. I'm going to fly to LA. I'm going to go audition with this guy. I fly to LA. Of course, Monday, my fucking plane is perfect weather in San Francisco, perfect weather in Los Angeles. And of course, my plane is delayed, but it gets out a half an hour. It goes half an hour late. I still get out in time. I just make it to the audition. I go into the audition, and I'll be honest, I bomb auditions all the time. I'm not saying I'm the fucking greatest actor or anything like that. You know, I'm working on it. I'm getting better, but I killed this motherfucker.
You felt it in your heart.
Bro, I delirious this shit. I felt like Eddie.
You felt it.
Mike, I would have dropped this shit after the audition.
Those are the ones that you usually don't get when you feel that way.
Well, here, just have this. So after I do it once, they ask me to leave the room. I don't know what's going on because I've never gotten this far. I've booked a couple of acting gigs, you know. But
this is the he does have nice lips conversation. They tell you to leave the room so they can talk about how sexy you are and who's gonna get first.
Possibly. Of course, you would be thinking that at this point. But so basically, I leave the room. I come back in the room, and then they all start talking about, all right, so we're gonna have you, go in Thursday in front of the execs and stuff. I don't know what's going on. And then the cast director sees that I'm confused, and they go, oh, what they're talking about is you're gonna go test for the network. Test for the network means there's two people you need to go in front of. The studio, those are the people who pay for the show.
And the network.
And the network. right? So what they liked the audition so much that they said, fuck it, we're just going to have you test for the network in the studio.
That's dope. Sounds very positive thus far. Can't wait for the hook.
That means it's down to me and maybe another person or one of the person besides that. But these dudes are so fucking nice. They're giving me notes. Hey, I want you to change this. They're like, hey, so I'm supposed to come back Wednesday to test for the studio, right?
Wednesday as in, which would be yesterday.
Yesterday. And then Thursday, today, I'm supposed to go test for the studio and the network together, right? Okay. I get an email Tuesday. Yo, they love the tape so much that you made in the audition. You don't even need to test for the studio.
Wow.
We're just gonna have you go for network.
Wow.
And the exec of the show wants to call you so you can ask him any questions that you have about the script, and he can give you some notes that he wants to make about the script. I mean, they're gassing me up. They're like, we think that they're your choice. We just hope that the network signs off on it. I'm fucking gassed up. Every single night I'm going over this shit. Sarah's going over it with me.
Did you pray? Did you pray? Did you pray?
Man, I was praying. I did a bunch of different things. I was doing Derrick Rose tore his meniscus, and I had a really funny meme, but I didn't put up because I didn't want
no bad karma.
I didn't want any bad karma. I was doing everything right, man. You know what I mean? I'm fucking.
Did you eat your Lucky Charms?
Street. I'm doing everything right.
You rubbed the rabbit's foot.
Everything that I could possibly do, I'm doing it, right? I'm learning the fuck out of these lines. I'm feeling good about the shit. I can't sleep for fucking days, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to, make it through the day, it was just weird. So I get a call. I go to sleep Wednesday night. I finally get to bed. I feel it's been 3 days of, awfulness, right? Because I'm just nervous. Here it is. I sign a contract, by the way. They make you sign a contract for the next 7 years of your life before you go in for that final audition.
This I know.
Okay, so and the reason they do that is because they don't want to give you the role, and now you have all this leverage, right?
Yep.
So I signed, and then we're talking about a crazy contract. We're talking about per week, I'm making what a teacher makes per year.
Word.
Insane money, right? And this is series regular. I'm in every episode, not some you just see him and then he goes type shit. If it's 22 episodes for the whole season, I'm 22 episodes in that shit, right? I go to sleep, right? I wake up this morning, right?
You woke up late.
I know, I didn't wake up late. I woke up early, and I wasn't nervous. I was hungry. I was like, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Game time, baby.
I was Jordan with 6 seconds left.
Let's go. Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? Let's fucking do this shit. I said, you know what? It's a little early. I'm going to get back to sleep.
No!
Right? I wake up at 10:45, I look at my phone and there's a message from my manager that says, call us ASAP. Now, I'm feeling so good about this audition. I think I'm going to call them.
Time out. First of all, what time did you have to be there today?
Say what? Oh, I had to be there at 1:30. I was totally
cool.
Good.
All right, good. Yeah. Okay.
I'm feeling so good about the conversation. I thought I was going to call them and they were going to say, I literally thought they were going to say, hey, listen, the network saw the tape. They don't even need you to come in. You got it.
Wow.
That's how good I'm feeling, right? I call them. The first thing they say is there's bad news. I go, what you mean? Now, when they say bad news, I'm thinking, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to audition Friday.
You felt like Derrick Rose when they told him, look, man, you tore your meniscus again.
Son, I told my meniscus. I told my pelvic muscle. I told my labrum. I was like Kobe. Antonio McDyess, Derrick Rose all together, bro. My whole body falling apart.
Okay.
Right? They tell me, they go, listen, the studio passed. Now the studio, remind you, the studio was the one that they said you don't even need to go in for. I go, what you mean the studio passed? They go, you know what? They might want to go a different way with the role. They might scrap the role altogether. They passed, on you and the other person that was going to go out for it. So they might change the role entirely. I'm like, literally, I got to go back to sleep. There's no way that this is really happening. I know these lines for the rest of my life. That's in my brain. That failure is in my fucking brain.
It's not a failure though.
Bro, it's not a victory.
It's an L, but this is what I've learned. This is my new philosophy. Mm-hmm. You win and you learn. Either or. That's it. Mm-hmm. You win and you learn. So that's what the L stands for. There's no such thing as a loss. It was a learning experience. I'm sure it is something you learned in the past week based off this experience.
So much. I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot. I learned that they don't give a fuck if you pay for your own hotel. Learned that they don't give a fuck if you pay for your own flight.
Yeah, that's Andrew Schulz investing in himself, as you should do.
I would do it in a heartbeat again. Don't get me wrong, but my feeling is this: let me go in and read. At least let me have the humanity to let me go in and read.
I kind of respect the fact that they didn't waste your time. I mean,
no,
you know,
you did waste my time. You wasted 4 days of my time. You might as well let me go in and read, let me fuck up or something and say he didn't know the lines, or let me do whatever. But I think if you're going to have me fly myself out, I put myself up in a hotel for 4 days. You tell me that I'm already testing for the network. You owe it to me to have some humanity and let me audition, even if you're not going to give it to me. Let me try to.
Let me tell you what you're doing, right? Let me tell you.
Wasting my, because you're not wasting my time. You've already wasted my time. You can't give me my time back. Those 3 days are never going to come back.
I agree with you, but this is the thing, right?
Life, if you say the line, if you say a line from the script, I'm going to have a fucking like soldier coming back from war PTSD moment where I think of the next line for the rest of my life.
No, this show. This is what I want you to do. I want you to stop talking about this situation, and I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah. You made it this far. You made it this far. You made it to this point. That means that you were in front of some people that you may have needed to be in front of, and now they know Andrew Schulz, and you don't know what future roles they may potentially say, "Hey, I know a great guy. It's this guy named Andrew Schulz. You remember him?" And they're like, "Oh yeah." But now, if they hear you ranting and raving like a lunatic on the podcast about not, paying for, I had to pay for my own flights and this and that, they'd be like, well, fuck that asshole. He's got a bad attitude.
I disagree. I disagree. And I completely agree with what you're saying. And I've learned a lot from this experience. One, I learned that if I put my mind to, acting, and I really put my mind to a script and trying to find the funny in a script, that I can do that. And that's an invaluable lesson that I learned. So I totally agree with you right there. Two, I learned that I can audition well, and I can audition well in a room, and I can find that, and the people will fuck with me and appreciate my talent. And the people that I did meet and that were in that room and had my back, I have all the respect for in the world, because I know that they were fighting for me and giving me the absolute best chance to do it, But I will not, if you think that I'm saying I'm hard to work with because on my own accord, I flew myself out here, I put myself in a hotel, you told me that I'm going to test for the network, and then the morning of, you tell me I'm not. If that makes me hard to work with, then I guess I'm hard to work with. I personally think that that's abusive.
No, I don't think you're hard.
I think that's abusive, man.
I really think it is. I don't think they'd say that you're hard to work with. I just think that they might take offense to hearing you vent about investing in yourself. Because, I mean, we've all done it. I'm not
upset about investing in myself. I'm upset that they didn't give me the opportunity to let that investment shine. It's like, if I don't think that they would even say we didn't want to waste your time, because, and granted, maybe they want to change the script, maybe they want to change the character entirely, and that's what they were being told to me, and they were complimentary to me, which I'm sure they are to everybody. Hey, we love him, it's just not right for this thing right here, and that's fine, and I appreciate that. But my feeling is like, I know somebody must have told you, and maybe they weren't told that. Maybe they thought I was a local hire. Maybe they think I'm from Los Angeles, but my feeling is like, I know what I could do. And I know if I'm in that room with you guys, you're going to feel what everybody else felt.
So you feel like you could change their mind. If they already had their mind set on somebody else, you think that you could have changed their mind? It
wasn't even that they had their mind set on somebody else. They scrapped everybody. They might scrap the role entirely. But I really feel like if I'm put in that room, and you know how I am, maybe I'm a maniac in that way, but I feel like, if you put me in it, it's going to win. You want this show picked up? You want this show to be successful? I'm your guy. And there's nobody better than me for that job.
I mean, listen, but that may not have been the job for you, though. I think a lot of times we don't understand that things are out of our control. Like, I think that, you're trying to lean on your own understanding of the situation, but it honestly may not have been the role for you. But being in that room, one of those guys might come with a role later that's way more killer, and you'll be like, holy shit, this really is the role for me.
You're right. And I honestly, Charlamagne, I do think like that. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm excited, one, for the casting director who saw me, because she believes in me and she'll probably put, other roles out there for me. Two, for the other execs who were powerful people in that room, the lead and those people who saw what I could do. And who knows, maybe this show, like you said, or another show, a character comes up and they're like, hey, remember that kid? He killed it. So don't get me wrong. There's so much positive things that come from this experience, so many things. And I'm grateful for having the experience. but that doesn't mean that there is also shitty things that happen. You know, the emotional, like I went through stress these last 3 days, bro. This shit was.
Now I'm with you. Listen, that's the Hollywood game, though. Like we've all been there. I mean, I remember last year when they was filming Grow House, you know, the movie directed by Pooh with Little Duval and D-Ray. I was supposed to play a role that was like the main kind of bad guy villain in the movie. And they had me in and up on the wall and everything. Went, auditioned for it, all of that. It was like, boom, you got it. Last minute, they gave it to Faison Love. You know what I'm saying? I didn't trip. I was out there. I flew myself out there and everything. And guess what? About 2 weeks later, they was like, yo, we got another role for you in the movie. Oh, I'm like, I bet. Flew back out there. Did the role. You know what I'm saying? Kept it moving. And the casting director from that film respected my hustle, respected the fact that I flew out there, you know, even though I got a busy schedule. And now she cast for Empire and has called me for that show 3 times already. But it's the same situation you're in. They changed the role at the last second. You know, one time they wanted the whole Breakfast Club on there, but then they changed the script at the last second. But I'm sure I'll end up on that show in some capacity. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, you'll see all of these people again. You'll see them all again. And they respect it. They'll respect the work ethic. They know that you got talent. You just got to be cool. It's the game. It happens.
True. And I am, like, if I see any of the people, I'm grateful that they gave me the opportunity, bro. Like, it's nothing about that. It's a lot of it comes down to, like, you know, believing in my ability and believing, you know, and sometimes, you know, maybe we criticize certain people for doing this, and again, they might change the role. They might go a different direction with the role. They might want a different look for the role. There's a million different things. I don't think it's anything personal.
Nah,
you know,
not at all.
I don't think it's a personal thing at all, and I understand their job is difficult. But for me, I know what I could bring to it, and I feel like the people who are in a room with me knew what I could bring to it. So my feeling is, yo, if you're making this decision without being in the room with me, you're not making this decision with all the information that you could possibly have. And I'm here. It's this morning. Oh, it's a car ride away. You're already going to be there auditioning these other people. I literally, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, hey, it could have been a good look for you guys.
Hey, man, you win some, you learn some.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Like, I think the best thing to come out of this situation.
That's the name of this podcast. You win some, you learn some.
You win some, you learn some. I think the best thing to come out of this situation is the fact that you feel confident now in a room full of casting directors. You feel confident in front of producers or network or whatever it was. You feel confident. You know that if you prepare, that you can go in that room and kill. I think that's the best thing that's learned from this. I think that will help you way more in the future than getting that role. Will. I know you're thinking about that $50,000 a week. Okay, okay, but that will come again, my friend.
I didn't say it was that. Just for the record,
I'm thinking about 30. I'm thinking about 30.
I'm not, no comment right there. It's life-changing money. Like, I don't even think about money. I think about greatness. You know how it is. That's what I strive. I think with greatness comes money, but sometimes they tell you a number and you be like, God damn, that number sounds great.
I mean, you know what's so crazy? That is a good statement you just made, because I'm the same way. I just want to be the best. Yep. That's what I want to do. I strive to be the best at all times. I strive to be the best me that I can be. Everything else is gravy. Like, these numbers that come attached with being great and putting yourself in positions of greatness, that's what they are. They're just numbers. The numbers are going to be there. They're going to be there. It's not like that, you know, it's going to be a great number regardless.
Yo, let me tell you this, though. When I went in for the audition with the star and the producers, I'm going to be honest, and I've auditioned in front of other people and stuff like that. First of all, super humble dude. I can't say his name, but like so humble. Like, for like,
do girls want to fuck him?
I know people are humble. Maybe we assume famous people aren't humble. But do girls want to fuck him? I could get laid if you want to. But like, not only was he super humble, but the room was also, it was a very supportive room, and they like gave good notes and shit. Like, it was interesting. It's like not a typical what you might imagine this audition was, where like people being really nitpicky, maybe not paying attention, like the shit you see in Entourage. Gotcha. You know, whenever the brother goes out for shit and like nobody's paying attention, that kind of stuff. It wasn't like that at all. It was a very cool environment. So, there was a lot of positive things, like you said, out of this experience. There were a lot of positive things, but Man, if I, let me tell you something. I already spent the first couple checks.
Listen,
those first couple checks were spent, bro. I had already moved to New York. I'd already figured.
You moved to LA.
Moved to LA. I already told my parents some shit. I already bought that front row seat to the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. That shit was purchased.
Christ. Yeah, you're the guy. You're the guy who runs out there. You're like the pregnant girl who's only been pregnant 6 weeks and goes and tells everybody they're pregnant. Then she goes in for her 12-week first trimester exam, and they tell her that the baby's gone.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
Way to pick the most morbid fucking metaphor for my situation, bro.
Listen, man. Have you seen?
They did abort this role. I have to admit,
they absolutely did. Listen, have you seen any of the new Kanye West interviews?
Nah, talk to me.
I mean, he did one with the Breakfast Club. He came back to the Breakfast Club. He did one with Zane Lowe today, where he actually cried.
What?
He cried in the middle of the interview, man. I'm telling you, man. This is a new. I can't even say this is a new Kanye West. This is the old Kanye West that we all grew to love. But I think fatherhood.
Oh, and let me clarify. I did absolutely see your video with him. I thought you were implying new Kanye West videos, meaning like ones that weren't the Breakfast Club.
Well, yeah, Zane Lowe. He did one with Zane Lowe today. It came out today.
Okay. And who is Zane Lowe?
Zane Lowe is a big radio personality in the UK. He works for the BBC network. He's a producer too. He produces a lot of music. He actually did a lot of production on Sam Smith's album, which I didn't even know until I heard the interview today. But
was he the one that stole the song from Tom Petty?
I have no idea. I don't even know what song you're talking about, sir.
Stay With Me.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he said he produced on every record, produced and helped write on every record. Unless I heard him wrong, but I thought that's what he said today. But Kanye cried, man. He's speaking the way that we've been speaking. You know, he's saying that, you know, we're all just one race, which is the human race. And he's saying that we all have to, you know, stop. We have to stop, you know, dealing with race and just start dealing with people as people. You know, he's talking that talk we like to hear. He's talking that brilliant idiot talk. And I like the fact that he's owning his bullshit. Mm-hmm. And he also said in the Zane Lowe interview, he said two things. In our interview, he said that he was a hypocrite. And he knows he's a hypocrite. But he goes, he's a hypocrite with everything, you know, whether it's music, clothes, whatever. But he also said that it's right. Sometimes it's right to be wrong.
Give me an example.
He's just saying sometimes it's right to be wrong. He says he has the right to be wrong. Like the same way we can get on this podcast and give our views and opinions, and, you know, sometimes we can be way off, and somebody will check us on it, or, you know, give us some clarity on the situation. That's the space he's in. Absolutely. And he said on Zane Lowe interview that everything he tried to say last year, he didn't communicate well at all. He said he communicated it so poorly. He said he didn't have the words to communicate it. And he said it was just as simple as sperm meets egg makes baby. But he made it complicated. But I just think it's dope, man. 'Cause I think he's in a good space because I feel, and, you know, I would like your opinion on this. I feel that Kanye West, whether right or wrong, whether you agree with him or you don't agree with him, which a lot of us tend not to do, is the single most powerful voice, and this may sound crazy, possibly in the world today.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you why.
Why do you think that?
Because when he talks, everybody listens. Yeah. Everybody. Like, they dissect his interviews like he's Malcolm or Martin or Gandhi. Like, they listen to every word, hang on to every word, no matter what it is. Everybody likes to hear Kanye West talk. It's a power in that, man. It's a power in that.
Okay, here's my question to that.
And I'm not saying in no way that he's on the level of these guys at all.
No,
I'm just saying
I know what you meant.
People gravitate to his words in that manner.
Okay, so here's my question to you about it. As I kind of put together my feelings, do you think there's a difference between people listening to you and people being influenced by you?
But that's the thing. They are influenced by him.
Okay, so that would be my question is, I don't know how much Kanye influences people. Like, I think for example, Katy Perry, everybody listens to Katy Perry, right? But I don't know if Katy Perry came out and started saying, like, hey, hands up, don't shoot, and we got to do this. Like, if automatically all of America would just change their mindset on that. I don't know how influential she is politically. Whereas Kanye, I think we love to watch him, but people love to watch wrestling too.
But I'm saying we haven't yet seen if Kanye can take that energy that he has and turn it into something of that manner. We don't know if Kanye can rally people together for a just cause.
So before
Chris wants to say something.
Yeah.
I would suggest that actually Oprah has that title.
No, absolutely not.
No, because what you're talking about,
Oprah has a certain demo.
No, she got Obama elected, man.
Yeah.
Real quick. Somebody did say that Chris speaks like Ben Stein, and now that I'm in California and I could only focus on his voice, he speaks exactly like Ben Stein. Chris, can you just say clear eyes for when your eyes are red and you need to get the red out?
Ben Stein is actually a hardcore Republican. I don't really fuck with him, so if I sound like him, I apologize.
Can you just say clear eyes?
Clear eyes.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I am a Pinkett Smith Winfrey Knowles Carter. I love Oprah. I love the influence that Oprah wields. And yes, she did she helped get President Barack Obama elected. No, she put him in front of she made him a legitimate, viable candidate. But the youth vote is what really got Barack elected. I mean, when hip hop embraced, we all got Barack elected.
Was the one that convinced
he was the one.
Oprah.
He was the one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't give all the credit to Oprah.
I agree. That's a good point.
Barack was the one that got Oprah on board.
I agree with that. Barack convinced Oprah. I agree. Barack convinced us all.
Because really, Barack convinced Oprah when Oprah could have sided with a woman. I mean, who are Oprah's
with Hillary.
fans?
That's very true.
Females.
I agree.
So literally, who are Oprah's fans? Females. Not only females, I think majority white females. If you want to go population,
soccer moms.
Say what? Soccer moms.
Soccer moms in the Midwest. I'm sure.
So literally, quite literally, Barack got Oprah to go away from her fan base. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Listen, all I'm saying is, and I'm just saying, if somebody, and I think Kanye's getting this energy from someone now, but he has the singular voice that everybody stops and listens to. And I'm just not even talking about now. I'm talking about, you can go back to George Bush doesn't care about black people. Like, he just has that voice that makes everybody say, holy shit, did he just say that? Holy shit, did he do that? And people stop and listen. The president of Barack Obama called him a jackass. His voice gets to those levels. Where
I agree with you. But before I can say he's powerful, I need to know that people aren't watching him for the same reason they watch a car accident.
I think it's a little deeper than a car accident, man. I mean, listen, the guy made people spend $350 on a paper mache project, dog.
Yeah, but Jordan's been making kids spend $300 on sneakers that are trashed ever since the 13s.
I don't know. I just think Kanye has a voice. I just really think he has a very powerful voice, and when he really learns what to do with that voice, he's gonna be dangerous. They'll probably kill him. I haven't seen, and I can't even, or at least in the music world, I haven't seen people gravitate towards a guy the way they do Kanye since Tupac. Like, and that's just the truth of the matter.
I've never felt that way about him.
People live and died. I never felt like that about Tupac, and I never felt that way. I don't feel that way about Kanye. I'm just seeing it.
I see what you're saying. I will say this based on the interview though. I can't say that he's powerful. His voice has power yet because I haven't seen the influence of it. I mean, getting people to buy sneakers is kind of easy when you think about it. Like, kids fucking love sneakers. There's an independent sneaker culture. Now, if he got people to stop buying sneakers, that would be power. But I mean, if Kanye said, I'm not making sneakers anymore, I want you guys to stop wearing sneakers, that shit, I'd be like, all right, Kanye can move the needle.
But it's his thought process too. And this is what was so dangerous about him a year ago. And this is what I tried to convey to him in the first Breakfast Club interview, which he's finally gotten. Like, you're out here leading people down the wrong path because you're saying yo, we're new slaves, we're new slaves. But brother, you make millions of dollars. You know, you're choosing to be in this industry that you're saying is enslaving you. So if you don't want to be in this industry, go work at Walmart. And, you know, when you denounce these corporations, but then say you want to be in business with these corporations, that's hypocritical. You know?
I think one, I absolutely agree with you. And I think it was good that he heard that from somebody that he needed to listen to.
And then you got all these kids who listen to him. And and he's admitted now that his message a year ago was confusing. He admitted a year ago that he didn't know how to convey and communicate. So I wonder how those kids feel, them dumbass kids who I was telling they were stupid. I wonder how they feel now.
Well, I think what happens to a lot of people is, especially famous people, is, you know, Kanye's probably hasn't been told no. I think we had this discussion. Like, I think this is what happens. Kanye got rich, right? Mm-hmm. And he got rich and successful and powerful. And then he started hanging out with rich and successful and powerful people. And he was like, I'm one of you guys now, right? I got millions of dollars. I'm one of you. And they looked at him and they were like, buddy, there are levels to this rich shit. And you are at the lowest of the low.
Yeah, if I got
some people. It's just like that old podcast when I was talking about how, you know, Versace and Hanes. When Versace walks into a restaurant and Hanes is already eating in a restaurant, Hanes looks at Versace like he's a homeless person. Like, they're on different levels of finance.
And you know what's so crazy? Kanye is saying that, he said in the Zane Lowe interview that classism is the new racism. How long have we been not? How long have we sat on this podcast and said that?
It's the thing.
It's all about that green, dog.
Bro, and it's so funny because I get, you know, and you get called a coon, I get called a racist because we say, hey, not everything is about race. There are other factors, right? Race is just the most visible, so we just blame it on race. But you get called a coon, I get called racist all the time for this shit. But the reality of the matter is that's really what dictates the world is finance.
That's it. They care about money. Listen, I was speaking at Nassau Community College this week, and this guy stood up and he was asking a question about the industry, and he was saying, you know, he said something to the effect of, is the industry really... He said, what do I think about the industry peddling out all of this negativity to keep people dumbed down? And I think the question was, who is really in control of the music? Is it black people or is it white executives who want to see black people fail? I said, it's black people. The music starts in the studio. We choose to record these kind of records. There's nobody with a gun to our head saying, hey, rap about dope. Hey, rap about killing guns. Rap about using guns to kill people. We choose to make this kind of music, and guess what? The consumers buy it and eat it up. So of course the record label is like, yes, more of whatever's selling. It's just it's
not even the rapper, bro. It's not even the rapper. It's the people. You got to blame the people for everything. If you buy up the Coke rap, that's what they're
going to make.
So
absolutely.
If you're in your fucking car listening to "I'm in love with the Coco," complaining about how the industry only buys Coke rap, you're the problem.
And guess what?
You're the issue.
And when other artists hear that Coco record working, guess what kind of record they're going to go make?
They're going to make that Coco.
It's like when 50 Cent came out, Gangsta Stories, got shot 9 times. I packed my gun. Everybody wanted to be a gangster again.
Yo, there were guys that were allegedly paying people to shoot them. Do you remember that shit?
No.
Yeah, like there were rappers that were getting set up with shots, and they even spoofed it on some TV show. Maybe it was, I forget exactly what show it was, but like, remember there was some like there was something I forget. You know the guy who played Biggie in the Biggie movie?
Oh, Gravy. Yeah. He got shot in the ass or something. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then people were saying like he did it on purpose to get some heat for the record. Like, the hot shit. When you got shot and survived, that was like running a 4.2 at the combine.
Listen, everybody's
teams were showing up from everywhere.
Yo, people started talking about getting shot like statistics. Like, I got shot 6 times. Well, I did 9. Oh, I got shot 12 and lived. Like, wow.
Yo, it hit a major artery. What, your shots ain't hit no arteries, dog?
That's why Jay-Z came with that line. He goes, he said something like, I fear for this era. He said, y'all respect the one who got shot. I respect the shooter. You know, but even when Diddy, remember when Diddy was coming out, he was sampling all the records, and you know, he was sampling all these old R&B records, and they was getting all this radio play. Every artist tried to do that at that time after they saw it working for Diddy. That's just the way the industry works. So it's not some conspiracy that the industry is, putting out all this negativity. We created in the late 80s, early 90s when the positive rap was selling. Guess what the label was pushing? Positive rap when it was Public Enemy. Before that, Public Enemy.
Oh yeah,
man. KRS-One, Poor Righteous Teachers. Soon as Dr. Dre pulled them lowriders out with them 40s, them bitches, and them blunts, and that shit started selling 3-4 million. That's what we're going to do now.
Adios.
Put your African medallions and Malcolm X hats away. Okay, we're going to do
put away
that
your
now.
Wooden chain, okay, and get that Jesus piece ready. Let's go.
Yeah. So I mean, the moral of the story is, I just think Kanye West has great energy, man, and look, I really think that he's going to make a difference in some way, shape, or form.
He's ready. I think he's coming to the point where he can. Like, I think he's realizing how the world works enough to where he can. I hear a lot of people in the comments, even with our show, like, you got to stop talking about race, stop talking about race. But I think what you don't realize is we're talking about how we need to stop talking about race.
Yes.
When we're discussing race, we're discussing it on a level like, why are we only talking about this?
Absolutely.
Not everything has to do with race.
Listen, we're talking about togetherness. How do we live our lives? We live our lives the way we always say. We judge people based off the content of their character and nothing else. I don't care what your sexuality is, gender, race, none of that. We're just here to say, if you're a good person, we fuck with you. If you're a fuck nigga, we don't fuck with you. All right, now, you know what? Let's take the nigga out of it. If you're a fuck boy, we don't fuck with you. If you're a fuck girl, we don't fuck with you. How hard is that to understand?
Nah, but it's true, man. And something to you that you just said earlier about the people decide, and even with this show Empire on TV right now, right?
Love it, by the way.
I haven't watched, but I hear it's great.
I love it. It started off corny. I thought it was such an unintentional comedy that I kept watching, but it's actually a great show.
All right, so it's a great show. It's getting great numbers, and it really shows. I mean, the networks are struggling right now. The networks can't get people to watch their shows, right? But it shows that and people were scared. They're like, if we put an all-black show on television, are people going to watch it? Yes, they will watch it, because the people decide what's good. If the people want to see this show, then they're going to go see it. And there's the power in the people. If the people want to listen to Coke music, they're going to listen to Coke music. If they want to watch this TV show, they're going to watch that TV show. It all comes down to the people. McDonald's right now is literally freaking out in the United States because it's been losing business like crazy. Why? Because the people decided that shit is killing us.
They've been killing us for years. I'm surprised they survived after Super Size Me came out. Okay? After Super Size Me came out, McDonald's franchises should have been shut down all across America.
They should look like Radio Shack.
Exactly. Listen, why wouldn't I go search for healthier options? Not to mention, McDonald's ain't the shit like it used to be. I used to love McDonald's. It's plenty of other places I like better than McDonald's. I like Chick-fil-A better than McDonald's.
Chipotle,
baby. If I want a burger, I'm going to In-N-Out. I'm not going to motherfucking McDonald's. Okay.
Oh, I had some emotional eating today, man. I went right to In-N-Out to emotionally eat. I said, animal style that shit, bro. Animal style that.
Even if I want a burger, I'm going. Five Guys. McDonald's just ain't the shit no more. And guess what? They made a lot of money. They killed a lot of people. They should be happy. Okay. McDonald's had a great run. If the Golden Arches shut down today, they have nothing to complain about. They had a great run.
They made a lot of money. They killed a lot of people.
They did, man.
That shit is hilarious. That sounds like you're talking about like the Bush dynasty.
Listen, let's pay some fucking. No, that is McDonald's is the Bush dynasty of franchises.
Of franchises.
And that eggnog milkshake around Christmas time is the stimulus package.
No, that McRib is that McRib. When that McRib comes back,
I never could fuck with the McRib. It looks so fucking tasty though, man. I used to always say to myself, "Damn, I wish I ate the McRib before I stopped eating pork."
No, I didn't eat the McRib because it's called rib and it don't got no fucking bones in it. So for me, right there, I was off of it. So you can't call something a bone and it doesn't have the bone.
Listen, let's pay some bills, man.
All right, what do we got?
All right, listen, let's talk about Vegas, okay?
Ooh.
Vegas is the hot spot right now. May 2nd, Mayweather versus Pacquiao.
Ooh, I'm going to be there.
It's going. I know you going.
I'm going to be there, man.
Listen, when you head to Vegas, you need to check out our new sponsor, Vegas.com. Okay, basically it's a site where you can book all your hotel and entertainment needs in Vegas. We're talking shows, tours, bottle table at clubs for the best possible prices. Now I'm trying to figure out, does this apply for that fight weekend? Because I can't see nobody giving you a discount on nothing on May 2nd. You know the MGM Grand sold out in 15 minutes?
15 minutes, yo.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. All the Philippines. Literally, the entire country of the Philippines is going to be in the MGM Grand. If you like Filipino chicks, you got to bring your ass to Vegas immediately and make sure you book through Vegas.com because they are going to be full.
Absolutely. Now, look, what sets it apart from other travel sites is that all the bookers at Vegas.com actually live and work in Vegas.
Locals.
Yes, they party in Vegas. They're insiders that actually know the best places to go and where the best deals are. Now, Schulz, you said you're taking your father.
I promised my father. My father's a huge fight fan. He used to be like, he got me into boxing. He, back in the day when he worked at NBC, he would go interview like Muhammad Ali and like Foreman and all these fighters and shit like that. So fighting's huge, and this is the last big fight. My dad's an old guy, you know, so this is the last big fight. So I said I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna take him there. And you know what? I thought that I was gonna get on this sitcom and I was gonna be able to afford it. But, you know, we're gonna have to find out.
Do you know seats for this fight are like $60,000?
Bruh, I'm going to be the first one on the phone calling when they release those tickets. I am not buying
They've already released them, I think.
No, they didn't release it. They're doing it after the first press conference.
Oh, okay, because I saw like a chart graph, and the seating graph. A ticket was like $60,000, like 3 rows away from the ring.
No, I can't. Oh, no, I'm not sitting over there. I'm not sitting over there.
Have you booked your hotel room yet?
No, I haven't booked the hotel room yet.
I just want to know
that's going to be... Say what?
I just want to know if Vegas.com applies to the room on that weekend. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have the hookup, but they also have the hookup for all the restaurants and all the parties that you want to be at that weekend. I'm for real, no joke. I have been fucking with this, the Vegas.com thing, because I want to look at what else is happening there. If I'm going to go there for the weekend, I want to know what other, everything's going to be live.
Oh, so. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know the best part about Vegas.com is even after you book a room, they still monitor the prices. So if they drop between now and the fight, okay, Vegas.com will let you know and you can rebook without a fee at the new price. But I'm telling you now, nothing is dropping before that fight, okay? It actually might go up, all right? So you might want to get in on this now, okay? You could be saving like $84 off per night at, Caesar's Palace or something. Who knows?
You need to go the weekend after the fight. And if there's guaranteed going to be some dumbass chicks that thought that was fight weekend. Because you will literally be the man. Nobody gonna be in Vegas the weekend after the fight.
Oh, absolutely not. Especially if Mayweather loses, there won't be a money team hat in sight. If Mayweather loses.
Oh shit, bro! I think no joke. I think that Mayweather is gonna dominate. I think he's gonna walk Pacquiao down. I don't think he'll knock him out because I don't think Pacquiao will engage. But I think he'll walk him down. I think he's just going to beat him up.
Well, if you want to see that, go to Vegas.com right now. Click on the microphone in the top right corner and enter our code IDIOTS to receive an extra 10% off everything but air hotel packages, okay? That's Vegas.com. Click on the microphone and get your bonus savings by using our secret code IDIOTS. Go book today.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me know if you book because I'm going to be out there, man. So holler at me.
Now, listen. Let's talk about this Pacquiao-Mayweather fight.
Yeah, let's
I'm not really excited about it, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like it's almost like a girl who's been telling me I'm going to get this pussy, I'm going to get this pussy, I'm going to get this pussy, I'm going to get this pussy. And, I've already moved on, fucked a few other chicks, so now she comes around and she's like, I want to give you some of this pussy. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it like I wanted it 3-4 years ago, but I'll take it,
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm just such a geek for boxing that it doesn't matter to me, but I'm excited, man. It's like the rivalry. Like, I'm excited for the 24/7 that they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, that 24/7 is going to be incredible. The amount of shit that Mayweather is going to talk and the amount of shit that Pacquiao is going to try to pronounce. Are you kidding me?
Listen, in light of history, I'm inclined to say Mayweather will dominate Pacquiao. When I see Pacquiao, I see a faster, more accurate Marcus Maidana. So he's going to throw a lot of punches, but I think Mayweather's defense is just good enough to avoid him. But then again, Pacquiao might really want to fuck this chick. You know what I'm saying? He's been getting teased for so long that he might really, 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 really want to fuck this chick. So he's preparing for his dick to stay hard for 12 good rounds. Okay? All right? So I don't know. It could go either way. It's just going to be a good fight to watch.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. I think if Pacquiao does win, then we should make the Philippines a first world country.
Don't give him that kind of motivation.
Yo, imagine if we made a rule, if he wins, they get to be a first world country, and then when he loses, the desperation that they would all feel.
Mayweather should call the fight off. If they go to Pacquiao and say, "Look, we're going to make the Philippines a third world country if you win this fight," Mayweather should call the fight off. Because Pacquiao,
that shit is already third world.
I'm saying if they decide not, if they take it out of being a third world country.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You don't want those problems with Pacquiao.
You think Pacquiao's going to come through crazy?
Oh, he'd kill him. Like he'd literally try to kill him. He'd literally try to knock his fucking head off.
Yo, did you hear what that basketball player said in the Philippines? There was a basketball player who criticized Pacquiao's, because Pacquiao coaches and plays for the team he owns. All right, well, basically, this guy who used to play in the NBA and now plays in the Philippines, they asked him, what do you think about Pacquiao as a basketball player? And he was like, as a boxer, amazing. As a congressman, okay. But as a basketball player, he's a joke. And literally the next day, they fired that NBA player. They cut him off the team and fined him just for talking shit about Pacquiao. And it wasn't even his team that Pacquiao's on.
Hold on. An NBA player or a player that plays in Pacquiao's league?
He used to play in the NBA, and now he plays in Pacquiao's league.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. You can't talk shit about me and my motherfucking. I own a team in this league. Fuck you.
I mean, I don't in the NBA. Listen, you could say that.
How many owners can you name of Pacquiao's league? Exactly. Pacquiao is the Mark Cuban of that motherfucking league. He's got leeway. He's got power. Okay.
How many owners can you name in the Philippines? That is hilarious. I can't name a single owner.
Did you see what's the chick's name? I call her Juliana Rudy.
Oh my God!
Fashion
Police. I call her. Was it Julie? It's what is it? I call her Julie Anorexic.
Julie, yeah, there you go. Julie Anorexic. Julie Anorexic, whatever the fuck her name is. She made some comments.
It's Juliana Ret.
Who gives a shit? Nobody cared.
It's funny because we should have her name be like that. It's Julie Anorexic. That's anorexic. That's her fucking name because she looks like a Tim Burton cartoon. This chick, this chick's
she had cancer.
Christmas, but she had what?
She had cancer. That's
Juliana had cancer?
Yeah. How long ago?
I mean, I think fairly recently.
I never knew that.
They did a whole special. She's back. She's not skinny from cancer. She's skinny from like social pressure to look like a model and shit.
All I know is she made some comments about Zendaya. I can't pronounce her name either. I just know my daughter loves her. She plays the spy on Disney. Mm-hmm. And Zendaya had some faux locks in her hair, which are fake dreadlocks. Mm-hmm. And Juliana made the comment that Zendaya looks like she smells like some type of oil.
Patchouli
oil, truffle butter.
I didn't even know what the fuck that was.
I had no idea what it was. I thought it was fucking truffle butter. I literally said, what is this, some type of truffle butter? I had no idea what patchouli oil was. And marijuana, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, what's wrong with that? Everybody's like, see, that's your problem. You're Uncle Tom. You're a coon. You're always a white apologist. I'm like, first of all, I watch Fashion Police, especially when Joan Rivers was alive. They slander the fuck out of everybody on Fashion Police. Black, white, Spanish, your hair, your dress, it does not matter. They go in on you. So I'm like, patchouli oil and weed. First thing I had to know was, what the fuck is patchouli oil? Does it stink? They're like, no, it doesn't stink. It's actually an oil that people put on their body because they say it brings enlightenment. So, okay, number one, what's wrong with saying she looks like she smells like patchouli oil? Number two, she looks like she smells like weed. Okay, if you're not a fan of weed, you probably would be offended. But I'm just trying to figure out, how is this racist?
They're assuming it's racist because they're saying anybody with dreads smells like patchouli oil and smokes weed.
Okay,
right?
Patchouli oil is an oil that they say hippies wear. Right?
Okay, so it's a hippie thing and here's the thing. I think that it's completely okay to associate dreadlocks with weed and hippies because hippies, even the white ones, have fucking dreadlocks. And Bob Marley.
They look stupid, by the way. White people with dreadlocks is the stupidest looking shit.
Okay, of course. I'm not gonna argue whether that's stupid or not. I agree with you. Here's my feeling on it. I personally, you know me, I'm all for the joke. I think everybody should be able to use a joke. And I think when you get offended by a joke, right? Not you as Zendaya, but these other people get offended by the joke. It's because you feel racist inside and you're trying to hide that. So you call someone else racist before they can call you racist for making that association.
Hey,
I don't think Juliana Rancic said that like, hey, let me say some really racist thing about this young black girl. I think she was literally like, okay, I see dreadlocks. What's the association? Weed. Okay, they smell like weed.
Juliana is thinking the way that a person should think, which is just broad outside of race. Was it a bad stereotype? Absolutely, because I'm sure it's a lot of dreadlock people who don't use patchouli oil at all, and it might even be some dreadheads who don't smoke weed. I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure you could find some. So my whole thing is, I don't think it was racism. I think she was just trying to find an association of the dreadlocks. She didn't
make the same association if it was a white person with those dreads.
Well, that's the whole thing. They said that they saw Kylie Jenner had dreads. You know, the little young tender that Tyga is redshirting right now. You know
Kylie Jenner,
that little young tender. She posted a picture with some fake dreads, and I think Juliana said that they were edgy. And I'm going to put this in perspective for you. Number one, Juliana's not going to say anything bad about a Jenner Kardashian because the Jenner Kardashians damn near own the E! Network.
Exactly.
Okay? They just got they just once again it comes back to that thing we talked about called finances. Okay? They just got $100 million from E! The Kardashian Jenner clan did. They damn near own a percentage of the network. She's not going to say anything bad about the Jenners. Only 2 people on the E! Network used to talk bad about the Kardashian Jenner clan. Joan Rivers, Chelsea Handler. Joan Rivers.
And they earned it.
And they earned it. And they're the type of people that are so outspoken. They talk about everybody. That's their brand. Cool. And the Kardashian Jenners accepted it. Okay? Juliana Rancic, I'm sure, was told by producers, hey, Joan's no longer here. We still need the edge on Fashion Police. That's what Kathy Griffin's supposed to bring in. She may not necessarily be bringing it. Let's not lose our edge. So she saw this girl Zendaya walking with dreadlocks and decided to try to make her a sacrificial lamb, and it was a horrible joke that wasn't even really that funny. It's like word association. Dreadlocks, patchouli oil.
I thought patchouli oil was pretty decent. The weed thing I thought was easy, but patchouli oil, I had no fucking clue what it was. I thought that's what the Africans sell on 125th Street.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a good joke if I got to go Google it.
Well,
if I got to ask somebody what the fuck is patchouli oil.
It depends, because some people, I personally like a really specific joke, but I agree with you. It can't be so specific that nobody knows what it is. But I will say this about the situation, right, is what do people always say about racism? They say it's lazy, right? Yes. Racism is lazy. You're just judging someone based on their skin instead of like looking at them and learning stuff about them. Yes. Well, how about this? If you accuse people of racism, that's equally lazy because you're not looking into the situation and seeing, oh, maybe Kylie is part of the E! Network, and she can't make those same jokes about her because of finances.
That's it.
Maybe this association is made because hippies use patchouli oil and not because it's a black dreadlock thing. And you're being lazy, too.
I said this on the radio. Number one, I said the thing about Kylie. I said it on the Breakfast Club about how she works for the E! Network, so she's not going to slander her. That's number one. Number two, I didn't even know what the fuck patchouli oil was. So I'm talking to one of my homegirls last night who's in all of that earthy shit, and she called me to ask me what I thought, and I was like, you know I don't give a shit. Because I don't even know what patchouli oil is. And she goes, oh, good. I thought I was going crazy. And she's the one who told me that, number one, patchouli oil smells good. And patchouli oil means enlightenment. And she says whenever she puts on patchouli oil, guess what the people who are around her say? Oh, man, you on that Muslim shit today? You smell like a Muslim today. They tell her that, they say that to her. So I'm like, hey, listen, man, was it stereotyping? Absolutely. Was it stereotyping because she's black? No, it was this stereotype of dreadlock people. And yes, she said Kylie looked edgy. White people with dreadlocks do look edgy. You know why? Because it's edgy to go out and look stupid.
Hey,
All right?
you want to know? You want to know something?
Yes.
Perfect example of this exact same corny ass joke. I used to host a show on MTV2 called Jobs That Don't Suck.
Yes.
One of the jobs that don't suck that we did was a guy who owned a weed dispensary. The guy who owned the weed dispensary said in the show that most people who work on at the weed dispensary don't smoke weed. The camera then panned to a white guy with dreadlocks, and I voiced over even the white guy with dreads or something to that effect.
Yes.
Perfect example of just a simple dreadlock weed association. Nothing to do with nothing to do with what's it called, race. Just simple dreadlock weed association. What I think about Zendaya, what she's doing is, and I'm not blaming her for this at all. I think she's using this brilliantly. I don't know if you read the piece that she wrote, but oh man, is she taking this to the fucking to the basket?
I mean, my thing with Zendaya is two things with Zendaya. Number one, it's not even your real hair, boo. Okay, it's faux locks. So now Zendaya, if she wants to change her hairstyle, she can't for at least 2 weeks. Maybe a month. She's got to really hold on to this dread thing. Like,
did you read what she wrote?
Some of it.
Oh, dude, I thought it was brilliant. I mean, it's some bullshit, but I think it was a brilliant PR piece. Like, she became a fucking hero. She became Martin Luther King out of this shit. Like, she literally wrote a piece saying, I chose to wear dreads to this, to Oscars to make a statement that, you know, black people's hair is not gross and there's nothing wrong with it and we should feel empowered by our hair. And comments like this are the reason why people are embarrassed of our hair, yada, yada, yada. Like, she basically did Chris Rock's hair movie in one little piece about how amazing a person she is.
I want to tell Zendaya something. First of all, dreadlocks have lost the prestige they once had, because it was a time in the early 2000s, maybe not even early 2000s, in the 90s, when you would see somebody with dreads and you know they meant something. You know, either they were a Rasta or they were just some type of spiritual person. Like, it was something about dreads that said something. It was very black power, very just strong, something about dreads. Then Little John came. And then everybody in Atlanta who was getting crunk started to grow dreads just so they could shake them in the club. Whether it was the members of Crime Mob, whether it was the Yin Yang Twins, whether it was Waka Flocka, whoever. Now it's the Chief Keef and the Migos. And dreads mean nothing to this era. To this era. Dreads mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think it's a fashion thing. It's a fad. I don't think that she wore them on that, for that reason. I think it's convenient that all of a sudden it became that reason. But that, she's doing this for the people, and so girls can feel proud about their natural hair, this, that, the other. But if she's wearing it so that girls feel proud about her natural hair, what does it say about her when she wears her hair straight? This is why you got to be careful when you get up on a soapbox.
Oh, yes.
Because you have your hair straight. Matter of fact, last time we were all at the MTV Movie Awards or Music Awards, I forget which one, when we were in California, Zendaya was sitting in front of us, I'm pretty sure. And I remember her hair being straight.
Listen, first time Zendaya throws in some Malaysian, some Brazilian, or some Indian Remy, somebody's going to say something. Somebody's going to call her out on it. I guarantee you. But I mean, honestly, this has nothing to do with her. This has nothing to do with her. She can wear her hair however she wants to. All I'm saying is, and Solange chimed in and said that fashion police always kills her about her afro. That's what they do. We have to. I'm offended. I represent the people who are offended that people are so easily offended. And I don't want us to become the culture that screams racism. We don't want to be like the boy who cried wolf and be the culture that cries racism when there is no racism. There's absolutely real racism going on in America. Whether it's housing discrimination, whether it's what we saw with, you can still talk about the police brutality situations and the profiling and the stop and frisk. There's absolutely real racism going on. Saying that somebody's with dreadlocks looks like they smell of patchouli oil or karuchi oil, whatever the shit is called, truffle butter and weed, is not racism. I'm fucking sorry. It's just absolutely not.
I agree with you. Couldn't agree with you more. I am offended that you're offended.
And if Joan Rivers would have said that, y'all wouldn't have gave a shit. I remember one time Joan Rivers said that Angelina Jolie had a high split up her dress because she got a fucking yeast infection and she's trying to let her pussy air out.
Jesus Christ.
Joan used to say the craziest shit. There's no telling what Joan would have said about Zendaya with those goddamn dreadlocks, but nobody would have gave a shit because it's Joan Rivers. You know what else this is a good example of? Playing your position.
Yeah,
because it always
you need to build up. No, that's a good point. I like that argument that you're Juliana Rancic or whatever your fucking name is. You need to learn that you haven't built up the trust of an audience to make that joke yet.
It's not your position.
You can call somebody donkey of the day and then it's funny. I can make somebody make fun of somebody in the crowd when I'm on stage and it's funny because we've been proven as people who do this for a living. If you're just the girl that goes, oh my God, I love your earrings. Oh my God, I love your dress. And now you want to come out here and start ripping people for their hairstyles and shit
bro. We're not trying to hear it.
That's not you.
You a two guard, you can shoot that three.
Don't you dare dribble that ball. You're JJ Redick. If I see JJ Redick dribbling that ball, I get anxiety.
No, if you're a center, you get to the top of that motherfucking key and shoot a three-pointer. What the fuck are you doing, Dwight Howard? Dwight, what the fuck are you doing? Get on the fucking bench.
Call your baby mamas.
What the fuck
Call your baby mamas.
What are you doing? Listen, like on the Breakfast Club. On the Breakfast Club, everybody got a role. It's an organic role. You know what I'm saying? We got a consultant. His name is Dennis Clark. Salute to Dennis Clark. Dennis Clark listened to our show for a few days when we first started damn near 5 years ago, and he knew exactly what it was. Charlamagne, this is you. Envy, this is you. Angela Yee, this is you. Those roles are so defined, so much so that one time, Envy got on the air and referred to a certain disease as the monster. Okay? Somebody called and complained and said, I said it. I didn't say no shit like that. Okay? Because
why can't you call AIDS the monster?
Number one, I'm way more creative than that. Okay? You know, that is such an old cliche term to call it.
To anybody who's really young, back in the day, we used to call AIDS the monster.
Absolutely. Because there still is nothing trumping it.
Yeah,
there's
now it's a
nothing
livable disease. There are things you could take to live with it. There's medication you could take to prevent yourself from getting it.
You can drink Magic Johnson's blood and you'll be fine. Other than that, you're pretty much doomed. No, I'm just
no. You could live with it now. As a matter of fact, there is a drug that you could take daily that if you are having sex with people who might end up having it, you can't contract it.
Yes, it's a lot of people living with HIV/AIDS. Still, it's still a beast out here, though.
Yeah, it might not be the monster, but it's a beast.
It's a beast.
It's been demoted.
So Envy referred to it as that, and they said it was me because they're like, Charlamagne is the one who says things like that.
Right.
So I had to call the listener and talk to the listener and listen to him explain to me why I shouldn't refer to this disease as the monster. And I want to say so bad, but it wasn't me. But I took the L for the team. But all I'm saying is that's why roles are so defined and why it's so important to stay in your position, stay in your role.
Yo, why did he say that you couldn't call it that?
He said it was insensitive, and he said and I get it. He said it spelled doom, for people who have it. It almost says like it's over. Like this is the monster. Like you can't recover from this. When there's a lot of people that are living with HIV and AIDS, and when you have it, I guess when people refer to it as those type of diseases, it brings maybe a little bit of shame. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I would much rather people, if God forbid I have it, but if I did have it, I would much rather people call it the monster than AIDS. I feel like the second you even say AIDS, everybody around you, it's like you sneezed and it's flu season. Everybody around you is like, oh shit, what? Hey, chill. Who is that?
Hey, the monster is just as scary though, because it's like if you don't know what you're talking about, you probably think you're sitting next to a deranged person. I got that monster.
Shit, monsters aren't real. AIDS is.
AIDS is a monster though. AIDS is a real live monster.
Yeah.
AIDS is the boogeyman. AIDS is the Freddy Krueger. It's all of that. It's the Jason Voorhees. That's why we pray it's a cure soon. You know what I'm saying? You don't want people to have that. We don't want to catch that. I don't want to catch anything that you can't cure. I don't want to catch no disease, period. But especially something you can't cure. Cancer, AIDS, fuck all that shit. I love the fuck cancer campaign. I love it. I really don't understand why we live in an era that they don't have cures for these diseases. I really don't. I really don't.
Yeah, man.
I think that we should have it figured out by now, but maybe one day we will. But I always refer back to a great truth/joke by the god Chris Rock. There is no money in the cure. The money is in the treatment.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we believe in the conspiracy theories of America, Why would I present a cure?
I don't believe in that shit, though.
I don't know, man.
I don't believe in that shit.
I don't know, man.
You know why I don't believe in it is because, maybe there's no money in the cure, but there's legacy in the cure. Like if you cure AIDS, dog, if you cure cancer, like what?
Okay.
You know how many girls that you're gonna get suck your dick that probably don't have hair in their head?
Okay, let me pose something to you. I want to pose something to you. Think about all of these diseases that at one time probably didn't have cures, but then they eventually did get cures. Nobody remembers these people. You don't remember who cured smallpox? Who came up with the gonorrhea chlamydia shot?
Yeah, but gonorrhea and chlamydia weren't killing people.
I mean, I don't know if they were, but you don't get points for that. Like,
you get points during the time. Maybe after you're dead, you don't get the points. But during like while you're alive, like let's say you're the dude, right, that cured cancer, and then you save all these moms, dads, cousins, family members. You don't think that you'd be getting pussy out the wazoo?
I mean, you might now because it's the social media era, so everybody will know who you are. You might now.
God damn.
You might not because it's the social media era, so people will know who you are. But back then, nobody cares, man. Like if you're not, the only way I'm gonna tell you how you would really get props if you came up with a cure for AIDS or cancer. If you did it on Love and Hip Hop. If you was actually on a season of Love and Hip Hop, somebody on the cast had cancer and you cured him. Now you popping. But just to do it in a doctor's office with a degree, regular, I don't know.
Yeah, you need to like have a documentary series about it. I don't know if Love and Hip Hop is the perfect one to do it with, but you definitely need like a docu-series to really give you some shine.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about people. Nothing booms like Love and Hip Hop. Like these Catfish, right? I was on Catfish. Catfish promos were running on MTV for at least a month, right? One night they played a Catfish promo. I guess they said, we got Charlamagne on the first episode. Let's go to some of these black people. They played a promo during Love and Hip Hop.
Game over.
I thought somebody leaked a nude picture of me or something. My timeline went crazy. I was like, okay, what new meme did somebody just make about me? But it was just all people saying, oh shit, just saw the preview for Catfish during Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop is booming, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it isn't. You know, I'm just saying, I don't know if, I mean, sure, fuck it. Drop it on Love and Hip Hop. I'm just saying, if you were the guy who cured it, like if you cured cancer or AIDS while you're still alive, oh, fuck, man, that would be insane. The love that you would get. That would be fucking-insane. All
right, let's pay these bills before we come back and close out. But let's talk about our favorite thing again, Nature Box. So listen, why didn't you go to turn to Nature Box for comfort food? You didn't take none with you to Cali?
I didn't take it. I should have had them send something to me out here, but I didn't know I was going to be out here that long.
Some peanut butter nom-noms would really make you feel better.
Oh, I know. But those pineapples, those dried pineapples would be absolutely lovely right now. Cure the sadness, you know?
Listen, they cure sadness, and you can get this cure sadness snack for free, okay? All right? I'm going to give you the chance to get free snacks, all right? We see you all the time posting pics of your Nature Box shipments on Twitter and Instagram, so we know you're loving them peanut butter nom-noms too, okay? All right? Just remember that Nature Box has 0 artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, 0 grams trans fat, and no high fructose corn syrup, okay? You'll even find snacks with no added sugar and without gluten ingredients, all right? So when you're in that afternoon slump, or when you're in that, you know, every network and studio has shitted on me slump, okay? You're hungry and you're irritable. You've already eaten your In-N-Out burger. You want a little dessert to throw behind that? Peanut butter nom-noms from Nature Box. Baked sweet potato fries. Dark cocoa almonds, okay? Okay, they're great and much better for you than other snack options out there. And we want to give you the chance to try Nature Box for free with a trial box featuring 5 of their most popular snacks, okay? Free snacks! To start your free trial, go to naturebox.com/idiots, all right?
That's what it is. Nature Box, get that shit. You know?
Naturebox.com/idiots to get a free trial box of delicious snacks.
For the record, I just want to say it's not the network. It was the studio that shit on me.
Oh, the network had love for you.
The network had love. Well, we don't know because we didn't get there. But I'm just gonna put it out there that they did have love for me. You know, whatever. It's their loss. No big deal.
Listen, I want to do this, and then I want to close out this point and then some Ask Idiot stuff. We had a rapper on the show by the name of Chance the Rapper. Have you ever heard of Chance the Rapper?
On what show?
On The Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Is he the rapper that he grabs his foot and like brings it real close to his hip? when he like dances or something?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think I saw him on Wild and Out, and like I think I like grabbed his foot and like brought it real close.
I don't think Chance the Rapper was on Wild and Out. Chance the Rapper is like a new. He's part of this new wave. Back in 2013, he dropped a mixtape called Acid Rap. He got a lot of good looks, you know, as far as the media is concerned. The media was building him up to be the next guy, the same way they did Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole. He was on like the front of Complex and the front of like Spin magazine. They basically was just championing him crazy. So he comes on the Breakfast Club. I don't listen to his music. You know, I'm familiar with him. I'm just not into him. And I'm the type person, I don't like researching somebody, you know.
Listen, you don't do your Googles, okay?
I don't do my Googles.
We know that you don't do your Googles.
Because my thing is, I would rather, why do research on the computer when I can just research the subject? Like any questions I have about this young man, he's about to walk in. And
just admit that you're busy reading self-help books and you don't have time to do your Googles.
I'm not up on Chance. I'm not up on Chance. I'm very familiar with him, but I'm not up on him. But what I'm saying is, like, you have certain people that are like his fans or whatnot, and they give me flack for not knowing his music. But I don't think people understand how big the world is. Okay,
it's like it's like these little country. This is what it's like. It's like when countries outside of America get upset when we don't know a lot about their country.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm sorry, but we got our own fucking shit. We got 300 million people here. We got people getting shot for no fucking reason. We got a lot of busy shit over here. We don't have time to learn about Slovenia.
And listen,
I don't know what fucking language you speak. I don't know if your main export is goats. I don't know what the fuck it is. But stop acting like you get. I don't get any of your TV shows. You get our TV shows.
Listen,
so don't be upset when we don't know.
And I'm with you. And to assume that everybody knows Chance the Rapper is idiotic. I represent for the people who don't know this guy, but maybe he's got an interesting story. So after this Breakfast Club interview, people will start to look into Chance the Rapper. And guess what? He has a very interesting story. His father works for the government. He's friends with Barack Obama. He's been involved in political campaigns since he was a kid. He took those grassroots lessons he learned during those political campaigns to start promoting his music. And he's blossomed into one of the new promising stars in hip-hop. And he's still independent. I respect it. He had great energy. But my thing is, the problem with the world is that it's too many people pretending to act like they know. It's okay.
May I interject for a moment, Charlamagne?
Yes.
While his upbringing, that story is interesting, you want to know a much more interesting upbringing?
What?
Story? I didn't have a father. I didn't have a mother. I used to shoot people when I was 16. Here's my mixtape. That's the fucking story.
No. I'm gonna give you another side. He's from Chicago. So for this kid to be such a positive kid and take such a different route, being young and growing up in that gang shit, that's a great story to hear too. Like,
he grew up in the hood?
I don't know if he necessarily grew up in the hood, but when I asked him, he grew up. It was around. It was around. He had the choice to get involved with that shit if he wanted to. You know, like he was very cultured on that gang culture from Chicago.
And maybe he's hot. I just haven't heard about it.
But this isn't even about Chance. Exactly. We haven't heard about him. So I'm trying to explain to this idiot on Twitter, of course, that it's okay for me not to know who Chance is. I'm giving Chance my platform, and I'm allowing him to explain who he is to people who don't know him. And I think people don't understand that about interviews when it comes to new artists. Like, some of these people are for this interview is for the fans of this guy, and this interview is for the people who don't know him. I listen to Run the Jewels. I think Killer Mike is one of my top 5 favorite MCs of all time. People look at me like I'm crazy, but I bet you've never heard not one Killer Mike album. Bet you never heard Run the Jewels album. I think Tink is the dopest new artist coming out. Bet you haven't gone on YouTube to listen to none of Tink stuff. But I can't call you ignorant for what you don't know, but I can call you ignorant for what you pretend to know. Because I know a lot of people that'll just run to Google, get a bunch of Chance's songs, and start throwing things out there. Well, what about this record you did with Absol? What about this record you did with Madonna? You ain't even hear those motherfucking records. You just Wikipedia that shit, and now you're acting like you know. So all I'm telling people is, it's okay to not know. It's fine. That's how you learn.
Not knowing is way better.
Not knowing is better.
It's like when you see your boy and he's with a girl and they're walking down the street, you bump into him. the first question I always ask is, "You guys fucking?" That's the first question I ask because that's what I want to know.
Absolutely.
I would be disingenuous if I just sat there wondering and, hey, how you guys doing? And what have you guys been up to today? And trying to find out if they're fucking. No, hey, you guys fucking? All right, Chance, who are you? Why should I know about you? All right, cool. That's it.
And listen, and don't make assumptions. Ask. I'm reading a great book. I've read a great book called The Four Agreements, but now it's another great book called The Fifth Agreements. And The Fifth Agreements is just reinforcing a lot of the Four Agreements. But don't assume things about people. Just ask. Don't make assumptions. Just ask. I don't have to make assumptions about who Chance the Rapper is if he's coming in my studio. I can sit down and ask him all my questions. My first question specifically to him was, I don't listen to your music. I'm not up on you. So for people like me, who are you? Meaning people who don't know who you are, who are you? And I guarantee you he gained some new fans from doing that Breakfast Club interview.
Because that interview is not for everybody. The whole point of going on the Breakfast Club is exposure, okay? A lot of people go on and they're already exposed to everybody, but for a newer artist like Chance, it's exposure to people that don't know who you are. So for somebody who doesn't know who you are to go on the show with them like you and ask, hey, tell me and all the other people who you are who don't know. That's the best question you could ask.
Abso-goddamn-lutely.
Why the
and you better say your Twitter
name. Would I have an insider conversation with you when a bunch of people have no fucking clue who you are?
And you better say your Twitter name.
Yeah.
To get those motherfucking followers up. Okay? And it's another Chance had a partner he used to rap with named Vic Mensa. He still kicks it with Vic. I know Vic Mensa.
Yeah, he's on a Kanye song.
He's on the Kanye song Wolves, but I actually got put on the Vic Mensa when I was at South by Southwest last year. He performed at the Woody Awards and killed it. Had the crowd going fucking crazy. Okay. So from then on, I've been checking for Vic Mensa. I just did not check for Chance yet because, and I told Chance in the interview, the main reason I didn't check for you was two things. Number one, you had a CD called Acid Rap. I don't do fucking acid. So I'm like, here goes another drugged out motherfucking artist who's probably talking about a bunch of shit I'm not into. I didn't want to listen. I had a preconceived judgment against him. Plus, I heard my man Troy Ave say that he's a weirdo rapper. And Troy Ave said he represents for the hustlers guys like Chance represent for the fiends. So I wasn't really checking for Chance. But now that I've sat down and had a conversation with him, I want to hear what he got to offer. And that's what good interviews do. That's why people do interviews, for promotion. They're not for the fans I already have. They're for the people I'm trying to get.
I will say this, though. I think as an interviewer, and I know you, so I know you've done some research. I think as an interviewer, if I was in your position, I would at least listen to a song.
Nah. I'm gonna tell you the only reason I didn't want to do that is because it wouldn't have been pure. You know what I'm saying? Because one song cannot. What if I'd have listened to a song and hated it? So as soon as he sat down, I'd have been like, yo, I think you whack. You know what I'm saying? Based off one song.
And that's still real. I don't even think you would have said, I think you whack. I think you would have said, hey, I listened to this song, I think it's whack.
I didn't like that song. Like, listen, Larry, we interviewed Larry King, right? Larry King said the realest shit. Larry King said, when he first did his first radio broadcast back in the 1920s, whenever it was, because he's a million years old, he said that he didn't know what to say when he opened the mic. He said he opened the mic and nothing came out. Literally nothing.
That's funny. So when I first did my radio broadcast in the 1920s, it looked a lot different than this show I'm doing right now.
So he put a record on, right? Said his operations manager, program director came in yelling and screaming at him, motherfucker, what the fuck, yada, yada, yada. This is about communicating, and if you don't know how to communicate, get the fuck out. So Larry King said, all right. So he turned the mic back on, and he goes, hi, my name is Larry King. It's not really Larry King. They just gave me that name 10 minutes ago. He goes, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, because he was in Miami. He goes, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. This is my first time on the radio, and I'm scared to death. And he said from that point on, people started calling up. They had sympathy for him. When he would fuck up, none of the listeners would get upset and complain. They actually was riding with him saying, it's okay, Larry. It's, you're new. You'll get it, yada, yada, yada. And he said from that point on, he never fronted on his feelings on the radio. He said he always told the truth, whatever he was going through. Because that makes the best content. It's hard to front. I can't front. I can't do it, Schulz. I really can't do it.
Well, you don't have to front if you watch a video. And I'm just being honest. I think that's probably what I would have done if he was coming on this show, for example. I probably would have at least watched the video. And we've had people come on the show where it was kind of last minute, and I didn't know who they were, so I didn't have the opportunity to watch a video. But I like to at least.
I mean, listen, I could have watched the video, but I honestly didn't want to. I really wanted to have that pure conversation with him. I didn't want no preconceived notions about him, especially being that I already had preconceived notions about him based on things I had already heard or conclusions already I came to by myself. So I just wanted the slate to be clean. I wanted him to just come in
a way that benefits him too, because all your preconceived notions are shared by other people too.
Woo!
Like, the fact that he, you felt a certain way about acid rap means that I might feel that way, or Ben Stein might feel that way. So now that you get him to explain what acid rap means to all of us,
I mean, he was on acid at the time. He was listening to a lot of Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, and he started fucking with acid. It's cool with me. I'm not mad at that. Dr. Dre named the album called The Chronic. It's not even about, what you. It's if that's your drug of choice, it's your drug of choice.
You tell me this kid grew up in the hood of Chicago.
No, I didn't say the hood. I said
Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd.
He's him and his guys. He had his guy with him. His name was Donnie the trumpeter, Donnie the trumpet guy. Who for whatever reason people expected me to know him too. I don't even. If I don't know the star, how do I know the trumpet guy? The guy that plays the trumpet. You know what I'm saying?
How don't you know the bassist for fucking Rock La Familia's orchestra?
Man, we don't even know all the roots. Okay. Roots is on every night on Fallon. I know Questlove.
I know all the roots, but I know they smell like patchouli oil.
I know Questlove and Black Thought. Questlove does look like he smells of patchouli oil.
That's all I know. I know if it smells like patchouli oil, the roots are there.
All right, but the moral of the story is it's okay not to know. That's perfectly fine. I think so anyway.
Especially if you're willing to ask questions.
That's all. There you go. If you're willing to ask questions, it's okay not to know.
And I get it. There is a social pressure to know some shit, but it's amazing how I'll do this. Sometimes I'll be embarrassed to ask somebody's name, but then sometimes I'll be like, fuck it, I forgot your name. What's your name?
Exactly.
And it's so much more comfortable.
Listen, Schulz, it's not about what you don't know. It's about what you're not willing to learn. That's it.
What was that name of the episode again? Because we just hit the learn button again.
You win some, you learn some. Yes, you win some, you learn some.
On that note, we should do some Asking Idiots.
I actually got that from Kanye too. I heard him say that in the Zane Lowe interview. Now that I think about it, I heard that.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that literally 30 minutes before I walked in. I was like, where did I know? I was like, I didn't come up with that. I'm trying to think, where the fuck did I hear that? It was actually Kanye in the Zane Lowe interview. He said that. It
does sound like a Charlamagne-ism. That line sounds like a Charlamagne-ism.
Yes.
But I will say this: that right there is influence. We were talking earlier about Kanye. In order for me to admit someone has power, they need to also have influence.
Hey.
But that line right there is influential. So you might be right. I think time will tell. Now let's do some Asking Idiots.
All right, let's go.
All right. First time. Okay, this is from at AJI_Jackson41. What's the story of the first girl you fucked? Go for it, Charlamagne. And we're not talking about family members. We're talking about consensual sex.
Story of the first girl I fucked. Young lady from
related to her, and they can't have Jerry curl juice or anything.
No. It was a young lady from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. She actually had an oldest sister who how
many people are in Moncks Corner, South Carolina again?
Population less than 8,000.
Less than 8,000. Is that why you fucked so many of your family members?
I've only fucked like one or two family members. But the girl was actually my homeboy's baby's mama's little sister.
Okay.
So me and my homeboy used to literally go to her house every day after school, and we'd have sex. And I would never bust a nut. Like I never nutted. I didn't even know what nutting was till I fucked the second or third girl I had sex with. No, it was the second girl. Her name was she was a white girl. She used to drive a purple Galant. She's the first girl I ever busted a nut with.
I tell you, white girls know how to get you to come.
Yes, they do. They do. And she was on top of me riding my dick, and she said, "Tell me when you're about to come." I had no idea what the fuck she was talking about. Until about 3 minutes later when I busted a nut all in that Nubian white queen, that pink pussy I let loose all in it. Yes. I did that for us black people. First time Charlamagne ever got a nut was inside of a white girl.
Let that rip in there, interior decorate.
And she didn't get pregnant. Woo!
Like a white girl doesn't. You know they're infertile.
I won, baby. But yeah, the first girl was another girl.
It's actually true that white girls can't get pregnant within 2 weeks of eating gluten.
I wonder what happened to that chick.
She probably got pregnant.
She was such a hoe. Like she was a bad hoe.
The first girl I ever had sex with was my friend Pete's cousin. That's so funny that both of the first girls that we've had sex with were like friends, like cousins, friends, or some shit like that. Okay. So my friend Pete's cousin, it was July 4th. I was 16 years old. He had told me that she was quite promiscuous. Actually, no, he didn't tell me. Maybe somebody else told me. Maybe it was him. He told me that she was a hoe. She was fucking. So I targeted her on July 4th. We were at the beach, took her up to the sand right there, July 4th. We started making out. I started taking off her pants. I remember she was wearing jeans, kind of baggy jeans, like probably about as baggy as my jeans, which was kind of weird. And then I remember she said, she's like, I'm on my period. And I remember looking at her and being like, it's all good. And so she just pulled out the tampon and I started beating it up. And I remember this is how fast it was. The fireworks started and I finished and we still had time to watch the end of the fireworks.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going in. But it was cool. And I remember the next day I called my dad and I was like, Dad, I'm a man.
Wow.
And I called my buddy and I was like, yo, I appreciate you and your family.
All right, give me another one.
All right. Next one is we already spoke about Zendaya. Let's see. Can you be in love with two people at the same time? Ooh, good question.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Love is love, man. Like there's no such thing. Put it like this: love has no limitations. You know what I'm saying? Like you realize that when you become a parent. And I used to have a good friend. She's still my friend. I just haven't talked to her in a while. Her name is Darcy Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
Daria Alexander. She's on the news. Fox
used to have a good friend. Can't remember her first name.
I can't remember pronounce shit. That has nothing to do with the way I feel about her. Okay? All right? When I see her, I say D anyway. What up, D? D.
You're fucking hilarious.
She told me that.
I used to have a good friend. Can't remember her first name, but I did read in the 16 Laws of Power that
48, sir.
First names really have nothing to do with what a person's emotional state is like.
But she told me once that if you don't love your significant other the way you love your child, then you don't really love your significant other. I didn't really agree with that at the time, but now I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Because my daughter's 6 now, and I'm married. I love my family equally. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Like I know what love is now. Like, I don't think you understand what love is until you have a child. So once you experience real, true, genuine, unconditional love, you realize, oh, this is the same love I have for this individual as well. So yes, you can love two people at the same time.
I think you can absolutely love two people at the same time. You love your parents?
Absolutely.
They're two people. You know what I mean? You love your friends. I think love is like, it's like the internet. It's ever expanding. People keep on adding websites. People keep on adding these things and there's no end to it. This idea that love is finite is really silly. Like you have an amount of love in your body and you give that to somebody. That's not how our bodies are made up. Our bodies are made up to give.
Absolutely.
You don't go out of giving. It's not like a bank account love. Love is just, it's like the universe, bro. It just keeps on spreading, going. So I think you can absolutely be in love with more than one person. Should you tell your girlfriend that? Absolutely not.
I agree.
You'd be an idiot to tell your girlfriend that. You say, no, you took up all my love. My love, there's not a drop left of love inside me.
And I'm going to tell you something else. If you love your side pussy, it's okay. All right? Just don't let the hamburger know what you're doing with the fries. All right? That's all.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds good.
The hamburger is the entree. The fries are the side.
Oh, got you. Okay, that's your side. Yeah.
We got any more? Or we done?
Nah. We got to give them a couple, man.
All right, come on. Let's do 2 more.
Okay, let's think here. Okay, what's up? I just turned 22 and still a virgin. Do you think that's a problem if I want to date? And his name is @socialsarcastic. I hope he's being sarcastic.
No, I don't think that's a problem at all, man. I don't think it's nothing wrong with doing the right thing. I mean, the truth to the matter is, in every biblical scripture, any spiritual religion, they tell you to wait until marriage anyway. You know what I'm saying? They tell you wait until marriage. We're actually doing the wrong thing by having sex before marriage and things of that nature. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with being a virgin at 22.
I disagree.
I have to go to your Instagram and see what you look like and see why you're still a virgin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I disagree. I think you need to I think you need to fuck. I think it's natural. You need to get that shit out of your balls. I think back in the day, we only lived to like 30. So you already wasted a good, 8 of your fucking years. I'm not saying you got to run around and fuck everybody, but I don't think that you should not have sex with people for any other reason besides you don't want to do it.
And
I don't think you should have sex with people that you don't want to. But if you want to have sex with someone and they want to have sex with you, I don't think you should not do that because of religion or because the state of Kansas tells you not to do it. Nah, man. If your dick gets hard, so you can put it in something and release a nut. That's how it works.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
You get hungry, you eat. You get horny, you fuck. That's life.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Me or Andrew Schulz is not wrong in this situation.
That's true.
Either or, you can do it. You can go do what the fuck you want to do. If you want to remain a virgin until marriage, remain a virgin until marriage. If you want to fuck, go fuck.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of America. You can. You have the right to have your dick remain silent, or you can have your motherfucking dick in some pussy. Either or.
But listen, if a girl says hands up, don't shoot, don't.
See, something happened. That was the ghost of Michael Brown stopping Andrew Schulz from making a terrible, terrible joke. Okay, it was about to be a terrible joke made, ladies and gentlemen. Because all I heard was, if your girl tells you hands up, don't, and Mike Brown nipped him in the bud, quick, fast, in a hurry. Hey man, that's cool anyway, because we about to shut this shit down. I want to tell all of y'all thank you. Sorry that we're a day late, but we're busy, man. That's just what it boils down to. I had to do Catfish. Andrew Schulz is in LA, but we still came in, gave you the podcast a day late. Enjoy it over the weekend. Catch us at CI. I'll be at CIAA in Charlotte all weekend long. We got a day party at Club Vanity on Saturday. The whole Breakfast Club is the 4th annual Breakfast Club day party, so I'll see you down there. And as always, if you've been listening to this show and you think we're brilliant, you think we're geniuses, you think we're intelligent, you're absolutely right. But if you've been listening to this show and you think that we're just a bunch of idiots who don't know what the fuck we're talking about, especially when it comes to race, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you.